to you by Better Cool works fast to relieve acidity, heartburn, and indigestion. Trust Better Cool. Enjoy life. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
A very good evening. It is the 5th of November 2019, and once again News Tonight is here to bring you what's making headlines. My name is Patricia Lokoma, and on sign language we're joined by Mugalu Mohammed. First though, the headlines. Tonight, 7 killed on Lake Albert boat. Nagalama police charges Dr. Vesije. Within the region, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta assures investors of war against corruption. And in sports, rugby's 7-man team ready for Africa Championship. Again, thank you for choosing UBC TV, in particular News Tonight. Starting off with a presidential press unit, President Yoweri Museveni has congratulated Dr. Misaki Wayengera, a researcher at Makerere University College of Health Sciences, for developing rapid test kit to diagnose the deadly Ebola and Marburg viruses. The president met him at State House in Tebe to recognize Dr. Misaki, who recently won the World Health Organization High Innovation Challenge in product development category that took place at the World Health Organization Africa Regional Headquarters in Congo.
I think that it is in the middle, it is indicated by T.
Your Excellency, this was an award given to Professor Dr. Misaki Wayengera by the World Health Organization for his innovation that he came up with, the rapid diagnostic test kit for the viral hemorrhagic fevers. So this test kit can be availed to health workers, even
for Ebola,
or the viral hemorrhagic fevers. Yes, test kits, a rapid diagnostic test kit for the viral hemorrhagic fevers like Ebola, Marburg, the Crimean Congo, and others. So it's something that can be used by our health workers. No need for refrigerators or anything. So you just need to have it at the community level.
So
and be able, they can test.
I want to congratulate our scientists. Because they are really working up and producing a lot of products. Now my appeal to, we can fund them. It's not that we don't have money. It is the issue of privatization. Just starting ourselves on something and putting money in the right place. These people have products that can bring a lot of money because they are products which go to the core of many human problems. We are talking about the hemorrhagic fever, the TB, AIDS, all those human afflictions, which, as we know, have got a huge need in the world. So I congratulate my community, Wayengera, and the others. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. One year.
Now that's a milestone on Ebola and Marburg. Now in Kagadi, at least 20 people have drowned in Lake Albert after a boat bound for DRC capsized near Kitebere land site in Kagadi district. 6 of these are confirmed dead, while marine experts and police are still on the search for the missing persons. The boat was interrupted by strong waves near Diarra border at around 5 a.m. It is believed that overloading as well contributed to the catastrophe.
Boti ameosa. Bado ameongeza naweka na nyingine mingi ndani kilo zingapi sijita zingapi ndani ya boti. Hiyo sisi hapana fanya na hiyo boti. Kutoka leo Kama namaliza hapa, mimi naomba wakubwa hapa tukae chini, tuchague task force mnakamatana na mwaloi. Accepted, UPDF they accepted to work with police whenever their number is not enough. However, they are always leading.
Of course, the number has been confirmed that from 6 right now, it is 7 bodies that have been retrieved from the water. Now, moving ahead, you might be familiar with different types of gases in the atmosphere. That is hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. But there is a noble gas, radon, which endangers human species. This gas is concentrated in areas with high volume of uranium. Let's hear more in this report.
To communicate to the public about radon.
The Atomic Energy Council is interesting members of staff in the existence and occurrence of a radioactive, colorless, odorless, tasteless, noble gas termed radon.
And as a representative from government agencies whom we think have a stake, a responsibility to pray.
This gas formulates after continued decay of uranium, which occurs naturally in soil and rocks. Radon gas can be detected in areas with high concentration of uranium, heat, poor ventilation in homesteads, and cracks of buildings.
First of all, you can increase the airflow system, the ventilation system, so that the radonic gas which enters in the house can move out of the house. 2, if there are any cracks in the building from underground, should be sealed, so that the radonic gas is sealed off, doesn't build up. But it's important for them also to know that it exists and has health effects.
Currently, there are no radon detector machines in the country. There is limited information of the occurrence of radon. However, there is something to worry about this type of gas.
We've seen that if you expose to radon, you have higher risk of suffering from lung cancer, depending on the concentration and how much you are exposed. So, lung cancer, people who are at risk are those ones living in places where there are high levels of radon.
The Atomic Energy Council, on the other hand, plans to take part of a survey to ascertain the concentration of radon in the areas where it is anticipated to be high. This will include tourism caves, water sources. This information will help in the formulation of policies that could save many from suffering complications. Mtonyi Hilda and Ivan Kahwa for UBC.
Now crossing over to Katonga, Nagalama Police Station has charged former Forum for Democratic Change Party President Kizza Besigye with holding an illegal assembly and inciting violence. Besigye was arrested with 3 others yesterday at Nakawa. While addressing the media at Katonga, Dr. Kizza Besigye said they formally communicated to police and there was no justification to stop the meeting.
Yesterday, police cordoned off Nambole Stadium and arrested a number of Forum for Democratic Change Party leaders and supporters who had turned up for the conference. According to party president Patrick Amuria Toboy, this action will not stop them from organizing conferences with or without police permission. The party is to hold its 15th birthday at the same venue.
We are going to go through the formalities of informing the police about our intention, and we'll go about our business with or without the clearance of the police. And in doing this, we do not fear for our lives.
As former Forum for Democratic Change Party President, retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye was invited by the party leadership to Nambole. The venue had been changed to FDC party headquarters, Najanankumbi, and was heading there. Police intercepted them, first at Chireka, then Nakawa, and arrested Besigye and 2 others.
Totally by surprise, because I was facing in front, this water cannon truck was behind, and all of a sudden, it was like I was hit by some kind of block or something heavy. That also, of course, meant that I got some injuries to my legs against the rim of the open roof. But the injuries are fortunately soft tissue injuries. I did not get any injuries to my bones.
Basija, who was released yesterday night around 10 p.m. from Nagalama on police bond, was charged with holding unlawful assembly.
And the intention toward a meeting there were communicated to the police formally, and those are the two obligations that we are required to discharge: to have a legal venue and to notify police. And these were certainly done.
People Power Movement, started by Chadondo East Member of Parliament Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, has launched students' movement with over 700 members across all universities and tertiary institutions countrywide. This is aimed at having students continue connecting and supporting one another in pursuing the vision of People Power Movement, which should be a cause for this group of intellectuals.
This is the sugar that we have mixed, so I'm asking, kasukari kiko oba tuongereko? Amani kiko oba tuongereko? Again, there are many ways also to betray this cause. I'll say it too. In Uganda we say, abamu balya, abalala batya. Okay? You can betray this cause by being either scared or compromised, or both.
The students' wing of People Power Movement is led by Roy Semboga.
The agenda for this meeting was to establish a coordination center in each and every institution of higher learning in Uganda. We have reached out to around 247 institutions, and
this movement has come at a time when students from different universities like Makerere and Chambogo are opposing policies they claim to be unfair to their success in education. I'm Nafka Farida and Helen Barbara reporting.
In Mityana, the ongoing heavy rains in the district have prompted political leaders to engage the government in programs of public-private partnerships with investors in order to rehabilitate these roads. The Mayor Mityana Municipality, Esther Ndianabo, made the remarks while responding to the investors and communities' request that live along the Nama Katiko landside road on Lake Wamala to have it repaired.
This is the 10-kilometer Maram road that requires urgent repair. It connects from Mubende Highway and Nama Trading Center to Katiko landing site on Lake Wamala. The road is an incentive to the economic growth and development of the district. Factories like Imana Ira Company of Untunga Sanze Drink, Katiko, one of the biggest landing sites on Lake Wamala, coffee processing factories, and maize mills. Poor condition of roads has affected businesses. The proprietor for Imana Ira Company and the communities have always requested the municipality to do emergency repairs on the roads, which the municipality downplayed.
Against the road. So an individual to work on what? On the road. And we also feared. So I appeal to the people who are concerned, please, at least you come to us, talk to us, then you tell us what is needed. We shall bring it blocks. We shall also help you with blocks, we put it there. But when you are with us, we cannot walk on the road that is against the what? Against the road. I should twekole ku luguudo lwaffe batugamba nti mbuno tutukirizibwa kola luguudo nga terulyolubereberye twali tukola ku luguudo lwaffe ne tuziba ebiki ebituli bamuzira kisa ne batusa
bakunga abantu ne tucema obuki obugegere naye ate nawulirako emabega ti abagagga baali baagala balukole bo nga bajjayo ebyamaguzi byabwe baleme kufiirizibwa naye ne babawo ate ababakola ki abaabagaana.
The Mayor Mityana Municipality, Esther Ndianabo, encouraged investors and communities to cooperate with the municipality through the public-private partnership to do emergency repairs.
Mitiana Municipal Council, I encourage you to embrace the partnership, the public-private partnership agenda, so that we can work on our roads as partners in development. You know, it's a rainy season and our roads are being washed away on a terrible speed. Even the ones that we have worked on are starting to be washed away. So I call upon all the private partners to come in and join hands for the development of roads, the road sector.
The public-private partnership arrangement will also be used on other roads outside Mityana town. Story by Salon Kasivante for UBC.
Well, that's the Mityana outcry over bad roads, and a resolution has come out. Private partnership. Okay, we're going to take a short break. News Tonight continues after that.
Send money from Airtel to Airtel at 60% discounted rates. Yes, you can now send money for as low as 100 shillings and a maximum of 1,000 shillings. And that's not all. You can now withdraw up to 7 million shillings from your nearest Airtel money agent for as low as 12,500 shillings. Remember, depositing money is free. Buying airtime through Airtel Money is free. Airtel Money and PIN registration is free. Do not pay any transaction charges directly to the agent, and never share your PIN number with anyone. Enjoy the lowest rate on Airtel Money today. Airtel Money. Simple, instant, secure. Airtel, the smartphone network.
We're coming to you live from Butekanga in Kamuli district.
In the sub-county where I come from, where my leadership is being practiced, money is really a big problem that is hindering women to join leadership.
And in case you didn't know, Fasi Fasi is a show intended to make way for women in the leadership sphere. How can we create a space where someone who does not have 20 million shillings but has the ideas can become a leader in our community? Did you know that the journey to becoming a politician is very costly, especially for women in rural areas like Kamuli, where the main source of income is subsistence farming? Going by numbers, money seems to be a critical factor in joining the political race. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's make way and make some noise.
This weekend on UBC.
My name is Nkayo Hannington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2.
Congratulations, Hannington!
I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the third season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits, as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host, Gaetano, and I, and special new host, Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF, a better life.
18 minutes past 8 o'clock, and News Tonight continues. Now, the Office of the President has intervened in the land wrangles involving Egweng Secondary School and the family of late Ichaka Ugwar in Lira district. The contested land is 60 hectares located at a Cheng village, Lira district. Well, that story will be coming your way in our 10 o'clock bulletin. Now, as we step into the business world, 2018 research by N Ventures on access to energy shows 85% of Ugandans lack access to electricity, while 98% lack access to modern facilities for cooking. Let's hear more in this report.
Availability of clean energy suppliers in Uganda is enabling rural communities participate in combating adverse effects of climate change.
Our impact is to leverage on community-based organizations. So we know that in Uganda there are over 10,000 community-based organizations, and the way we approach this is by having partnerships with these community-based organizations, and we give them a toolkit. And what is in the toolkit? We provide financing, capacity building, and mobile technology. And through this toolkit, they're able to start up a clean energy business that sells household clean energy technology. And these are some of the items that we commonly see everywhere, including cook stoves, solar lanterns, briquettes, and non-electric water filters.
Mass sensitization on clean energy in hard-to-reach areas will facilitate mindset change despite low income levels of the rural dwellers.
We use different strategies to mobilize people, and one of the strategies we use is dramatization. We use drama, edutainment to teach people about the solar benefits, and when they learn about the solar benefits, some of them don't have money because we just come. But when they get money, of course we take down their contacts, they call us, or we make a follow-up call to find out whether these people have money, and when they have money, we make solar installation, and then they start enjoying solar benefits.
N-Venture is partnering with New Energy Nexus to facilitate mass production and supply of affordable cooking and lighting clean energy equipment.
Being able to scale requires a lot. You need very good strategic partners, you need resources, you need global networks.
They've got such a successful business, supporting businesses to start up. That's what we do. We support clean energy entrepreneurs around the world, and we think that this is a great example of how to do that in an appropriate way for the East African community.
Government strategy is to achieve 26% national electricity coverage by 2022. However, priority should be given to more inclusive, effective, and efficient clean energy distribution methods. Reporting for UBC.
And within the region, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has assured investors in Kenya that the war against corruption will continue so as to make the country a business environment that's much better. He said the government's commitment to make Kenya a preferred investment destination in Africa is priority.
As formative as we hoped, and the gains have not been evenly shared. Compared to U.S. reality years, that many of the companies represented here today at the International Business Summit are preparing for a future that reflects the economic and
agreement. All these partnerships are built upon our shared desire to develop regional value chains, enhance inter-regional trade, and achieve economic prosperity, not just for Kenyan citizens, but for citizens of our entire region. We therefore seek deeper and stronger business-led partnerships with the United States, taking advantage not just of our domestic markets, but more importantly the bigger sub-regional and continental markets. This way, we are convinced we stand a better chance to achieve, on a much more sustainable basis, solid growth and prosperity for all our peoples.
As we step into the sports world, Uganda national rugby seventh-man team will depart on the 6th of November 2019 ahead of the Africa Rugby Men's Competition, which is due 8th November in Johannesburg, South Africa. 3 officials and 12 players will represent Uganda on the continental contest. Heathens winger Lawrence Sebuliba and Kenyan best will stand at the center at the Nondis Rugby Club in Nationals. James Odong was injured, but he will be part of the lifting for the upcoming tie. And then in the beach games, National Council of Sports Secretary General Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwell has promised to support Uganda players through increased participation in the international meets. This comes after Uganda's participation in the inaugural World Beach Games in Qatar, in which Uganda was represented by men and women in basketball's 3x3 versions.
Destiny in this particular competition, because I think we can perform extremely better. When I look at the basketball team, we were ready to decide our fate, either semis or finals. But I think we were challenged with the issue of injury. It was very unfortunate. I think going forward, we need to work very closely with federations on issues of players who qualify to represent the country. Because that one put us off. Yeah. But I am hopeful that the ladies did their best in the circumstance, and I think I commend the players.
Now, in the games organized by the Association of the National Olympic Committees, Uganda's ladies lost in the Qatar finals at the games. Spain battered all others in the 36 events from 13 sports competed. I'm sorry, I think that was the 21-man squad that was named by Uganda Cranes head coach Jonathan McKinstry in preparation for the Cranes Namutima regional campaign, with the date against Katakwi in northeastern region on the 9th of November 2019. Now that does bring us to the end of News Tonight, but before we do sign out, let's have the weather forecast with Alex Semper.
There is generally a reduction in wet weather activities across the country, though the southwestern as well as the central still remains quite active. But it's going to be a further reduction of rainfall activities across the north of the country. I'm St. Alex came from the weather center with the weather forecast. By 9 a.m. this morning, Gulu reported 14.7 millimeters of rainfall, while Tororo reported 4.5 millimeters of rainfall. This was because of the rain belt that is still quite spread across our region. However, tomorrow morning we do expect most parts of the country to have sunny intervals apart from areas along the Lake Victoria basin, including Gulu. However, in the afternoon, we do expect a continuation of wet weather activities along the Lake Victoria basin that stretch towards the southwestern of the country. The rest of the country will hang on to sunny intervals. Temperatures are expected to range between 30 degrees Celsius in Karamoja region to 24 degrees Celsius in Kabale Highlands. If you're expecting to travel, we do expect Nairobi and Moscow and Paris to have chances of rainfall. Moscow is expected to be quite cold at only 10 degrees Celsius as a daytime high. That concludes it for today. For more information, log on to our website. I'm St. Alex Kim.
Very much there, Semper Alex Kim. That does bring us to the end. Again, let's have that recap on our headlines. In our headlines, 7 killed on Lake Albert Port. Nagalama police charges Dr. In regional news, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta assures investors of war against corruption. And in sports, rugby's 7th men team ready for Africa Championship. That's it from us. We'll meet again at 10 o'clock. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mugalo Mohammed on sign language. Stay tuned.
Was brought to you by UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements. Brought to you by
Better Cool works fast to relieve acidity, heartburn, and indigestion. Trust Better Cool. Enjoy life.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.